Just making an observation here. Russell Brand, in his latest video, the title is, "Wait, so I'm right-wing now?" And what he's talking about is somebody or some group has compiled a list of the guests that Joe Rogan has had on his show and is trying to show that Joe Rogan has right-wing people on more than he has left-wing people on. And Russell Brand was included on the right-wing part of the ledger. And Russell Brand, of course, in his video points out that he's hardly right-wing. But the thing is, here's what I've discovered, and it's somewhat this is somewhat of a seismic shift. I don't know about seismic, but it represents a significant shift, I believe, in the way that people are categorized. All right, it used to be until very recently. I would say until the last 2 years, until maybe 2 years ago, I made the observation that if you were a member of a political party that was not in favor of mass immigration, that was not in favor of open borders, then you were called right-wing. It didn't matter if on every other position you were as far left as can possibly be. It wouldn't matter if you were all into gay stuff and trans stuff and what have you. If you were if you're somebody who said, you know what, we should limit immigration. It wouldn't even have to be we need to stop it cold. We need to not let any more mass immigration. It would be, and if you just said we need to cool it with immigration, then you were labeled by the Lügenpresse, the MSM. You were labeled right-wing or far right. But now, if you are someone who is not down with the shots, or even in Russell Brand's case, if you are sympathetic, if you show sympathy for those who are not down with the shots, not down with the entire the lockdowns and the whole prescribed program, if you're not down with all of that, if you're critical of all of that, or if you're even nice or sympathetic to people who are critical of that and saying that they should be listened to also, they have a point of view as well, which is basically what Russell Brand does. He treads very carefully, doesn't ever really take a stand that would make him make him censor worthy. Yet at the same time, he still gets a lot of hate for saying we should be open to these people. They should have a point of view too, and yeah, there are things to be concerned about with respect to this whole op that they've been running for the last 2 years now, roughly. If you are somebody like that, but if you're not gung-ho, just like if you're not gung-ho about mass immigration, and it's got to be mass immigration, it's the immigration thing is sort of taking a back seat now, insofar as the ways in which a person gets smeared or gets unfairly categorized or unreasonably categorized. Immigration has taken a back seat to the so-called pandemic, and being 110% in favor of everything that the powers that be have done since March of 2020. If you are not someone like that, and especially if you're not really down with the injections, or you give off the impression that the injections aren't that great, then you are called right-wing. So until 2020, against mass immigration, but lefty in every other way, it doesn't matter, you're right-wing. But past March of 2020. If you are left wing in every other way, but you're in favor of homeopathic medicine, instead of just following the Rockefeller medicine model. And homeopathic medicine used to be kind of the province of the lefty hippies, but I think I've done a video before about how homeopathy is now right wing. But that's why they've categorized Russell Brand as right wing or far right, and it's just as absurd as it ever was. But I just wanted to point that out because I think it is significant and interesting, if by interesting you mean ridiculous. Thanks for watching. Andy Nowicki. AltRightNovelist.com. Please, if you want to read my latest book, The Insurrectionist, it can be purchased from TerrorHousePress.com.